Hello and welcome to another episode of Hats Off Games. Today we're going to be taking a look at Mintworks by 524 Labs. It is a Mint 10 game, so all of this fits into here. It's a very basic worker placement game, but it's got a little bit of meat to it, so I really do enjoy it. It's a quick game, so but I'm going to be actually showing the solo version of the game, and I'm going to be playing against Rachel. She basically, her AI mechanism is that any money that she spends in the supplier, so basically the money, the Mint's currency, and workers are pretty much all the same thing. They're these Mint tokens. So whenever she puts in the supplier, which is what she uses to purchase plans, those Mints go out of the game. Now that's one of the end conditions. Another end condition would be if all of these cards, and these are the plan cards, and we'll talk about more of this as we go through the game, but those are emptied. And then the other one is that somebody gets 7 victory points. That's 7 stars down in the buildings or neighborhood, so the plans that they build. And again, we'll go over that as we play. So let's just go ahead and get started. So I'm the starting player here, and this is basically how most games that you play are going to start. So here are your worker placement different options here. So you've got these different buildings. Each building has a certain number of spaces that you can put your Mint on, and then associated costs. Now in a solo game, this order is pretty specific because AI goes from the top to the bottom in regards to taking what's available. But I'm first, so I'm going to go ahead and put it here on the producer. The producer basically allows you to put 1 Mint down and get 2 back. So basically it's just a way to get a Mint. The AI, so Rachel, she's going to do the same top to bottom. So that's going to have that spot that's open, and she gets 2 as well. And then I'm going to go again. I'm going to do the same thing and then get 2 back. Now Rachel, she can't do that because it's full. The wholesaler is actually I forgot to flip this over, but basically it's a building that cannot be used until somebody purchases the plan and builds the building, and then the owner of that building gets a particular bonus. But we'll go over that if we come across it. So there's nothing there. Next is builder. She has no plans to build, so that she can't take any action there, so she's going to move on to the supplier. Now she can purchase. She's got enough to purchase either one of these 2 plans here, and the way she purchases is that she starts with the most expensive to the least expensive, and then from the gear symbol to the least symbol to the screwdriver symbol. The gear symbol represents plans and buildings that are economic based. The least symbols are more of your community based, so like museums, things like that. And the screwdriver symbol is more of your production based type buildings. So, but she's going to start with the most expensive. When you look at the plan cards, you've got right here where you can see how much they cost. So here we've got 4 Mints, here we've got 5. So she's going to go for the assembler, which is very unfortunate because that's definitely the card that I wanted. And then she's going to go ahead and pay 5 for 5. So what I do with Rachel, since this is going on the supplier, her 5 are going to be removed from the game entirely. So we're going to set those over here. So what I do is I just take 1 from the bank and just take that spot. And that way it just reminds me that there's only 1 spot left. And then at the end, when we go to upkeep, I can just throw that right back in the pile and not worry about messing things up. So so now it's my turn. Now I'm going to go ahead and pick up the factory. So here's 1 and then 2, 3, 4. And just to keep it clean, I just put them over in the bank. So I'm going to go ahead and take the factory. And now these aren't buildings that we have the ability to take advantage of the actions or the abilities, I guess, on these cards because we haven't built them yet. So, and I do apologize for some of the glare. I've tried to mitigate that, but it's getting pretty dark. So, yeah, I'm working through the process here. But so now it's going to be Rachel's turn. She has 1 Mint left. she's going to go to the next available spot, which is the starting player spot. Now, she could go, she's going to start top to bottom. So if she had 2 mints, she would have gone to the builder and build the assembler. But since she does not have 2 mints, she just keeps going down until she gets to something that she can do. Otherwise, she passes. But she's going to go to the leadership council, which basically gives her the starting player and also basically her mint back. So it's free in regards to your currency, your mints, but it just takes an action. So now it's my turn. Now I don't have enough to build, so there's nothing I can do here, so I'm going to go ahead and pass. It's her turn. There's nothing she can do either. She's only got 1 mint, so she's going to pass as well. So now we get to the upkeep phase. We go ahead and clear. And since I already took care of getting rid of anything she spent on the supplier and got rid of that, I don't have to worry about that at this point. And there's more to upkeep, but we'll get to that once these buildings are built. So you've got 2 new plans will come out and become available for purchase. And she's a starting player. Oh yeah, I always forget this. Everybody gets 1 mint. That's just during upkeep, everybody gets 1 mint. And that way, if you've spent everything, you're not just spinning a whole round just trying to kind of get some of your currency back. So yeah, so there's the upkeep. That's completed. It's done. We're ready to start a new round. So first turn's going to go to Rachel, and she's going to start at the top. Get her 2 mints here. I'm going to do the same. Excuse me, sorry about that. And take my 2 mints. She's going to do the same again. So she gets her 2 mints. And now I'm going to go ahead and I want to build this factory. So I'm going to go ahead and use this spot right there. Now I built the factory, and now I've got 3 victory points. I'm going to give you a closer look here. So I've got 3 victory points, and you can see that by the stars that are on the bottom. And then also you can see here where it says upkeep, you gain 1 mint. So that basically just gives me more income during the upkeep phase. But it's an expensive card, but it's got a lot of victory points, so that's getting us almost there. Remember, we only need 7. There's 3 already. So, all right, so she's going to do the same because that's the next one that's available. And she actually does have a plan to build, so she's going to go ahead and build the assembler. Now, the assembler here is a pretty powerful card. I really like it. It's very expensive, only 1 victory, but everything she purchases from the supplier now is automatically built. So it saves her 2 mints to go, from going to the builder, and also a whole action. So that's a very powerful card, especially to get it in the very beginning of the game. So it's pretty impressive there. So she did that. It's my turn. I've only got 1 left, and the cheapest unit or plan here is 2, so I can't purchase anything. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw it down on the leadership council. I'll get my mint back and the starting player token back. Her turn. She can afford, and we're going to go ahead and throw that out. She can afford one of the plans, so she's going to be able to take the crane. She can't afford the gardens. She would normally take the gardens first because it's most expensive, but she can't afford it, so she goes down to the next, lesser expensive that she can afford. And it's because she has assembler, it comes in already built. Now, this is pretty much useless to her because it makes her pay 1 mint less at the builder, but she never has to go to the builder again because of the assembler. So the assembler is just kind of an advanced version of the crane, but it gives her a victory point, and it keeps it away from me, so it worked out for her. All right, so it goes back to my turn, and I'm going to go ahead and pass, and then her turn. She can go to the supplier. It's available, but she doesn't have any mints, so she can't buy anything. So that's the end of that. So we both pass. We'll go ahead and start an upkeep phase. We each get 1. And then I'm going to get an extra because of my factory. None of these give her any extra bonuses. So then we fill this up. All right. And so, yeah, we're going to go ahead and play the next round. So I'm going to go ahead and place my first piece there. That's pretty much standard. You're really going to do that almost all the time, unless there's something very specific that you want. When playing the AI, you know exactly what they're going to be doing next. When playing other players, it's probably going to be a little bit different. You might throw down in the producer to get something, but then you might just jump straight to the supplier or the builder just to make sure that you get it before someone else does. Yeah, so in this case, it's Rachel. She's going to go ahead and use that, get her 2 mints, and now it's my turn. Now I've got 5 mints total here. Now if I use that last one, she's going to the supplier and she's going to purchase those gardens. So kind of like what I was just saying, I'm actually going to skip that last producer piece. I'm going to take 3 mint. I'm going to throw 1 down here to mark that it's been taken. The other 2 are going into the bank. And I'm going to go ahead and buy the gardens. Oops, I got to build it. Alright, so it is her turn. She goes top to bottom. She's going to go into the producer and she's going to grab 2 mints. My turn. I've got 2 mints available to me. I'm going to go to the builder and I'm going to go ahead and build my gardens. So now as you can see, I've got 6 victory points. I need 1 more and I win the game. So this might be a very, very quick game. Yeah, so that was my turn. Now it's her turn. She is going to go top to bottom. Here's the supplier. Now she can afford this statue. So here's her 2 going off of the game there, or off the board. And yeah, so she's going to buy the statue. And let me make sure we keep this on frame here. And that's going to be built. So she's got 4 victory points now. So it's my turn. I have nothing. I pass. Her turn. She's going to take the starting player. That's the next thing that's available that she can afford and actually use. So she's getting the starting player. So she's going to have to pass because she has nothing now. So I'm going to get my upkeep from my factory. We're each going to get 1 mint. And then these all go back here. And she doesn't have any income here because that's going to be the red ones. They'll give you the upkeep. So it's kind of easy to kind of see what you've got in those regards. And let's see what comes out. Alright, so we've got a co-op and corporate headquarters. So all I need to do is buy this cheap co-op and I've won the game. So I kind of think I have it in the bag. But let's see. Her first turn is these 2. She'll get those and I have 2 mints. I'm going to go and use this spot here as well so I can get 2 more mints. Now I have a total of 3. It's her turn. She's going to use the producer to get her 2 mints. And then I'm going to go ahead and go to the supplier, purchase the co-op, and now I've got 7, but it doesn't end the game until the upkeep phase. So Rachel has an opportunity to go in and, beat 7, get 7 or more. And then there's tiebreakers if you both have 7, but she's not going to make it. There's just no way. So this isn't going to give her any victory. This is pure economic and getting mints. So basically, I mean, we can go through the steps in the whole process. So she's going to go ahead and she has nothing to build, so she's going to pay 3. And these all go out here because that's the way Rachel works. She's going to get the corporate headquarters, and let's just put that there. There we go. And now Rachel, has her 4th building built. Comes down to my turn. Just for the heck of it, I want that starting player back. And I'll get this mint, and then it's going to be her turn. She's got nothing. She passes my turn. There's nothing I can do, so I pass. So now we do upkeep. We count that I've got 7. She has 4, so therefore I win. So that's mint works. Definitely put down in the comments what you think. And again, thanks so much for stopping by and watching Hats Off Games. And we will see you in the next video. Take care now.